scientifically explained, gives rational validity to the law of attraction. It cures the pain of those who have tried it but didn't understand how it works. What if I told you that the life you're living right now isn't the one your soul chose, but a simulation based on fears, trauma, and programming you never consented to? In the next few minutes, you'll discover the exact mental and energetic process that keeps you trapped in a version of reality that isn't truly yours, and how to break free from it, starting today. This video is not just information. It's a wake-up call, and if you stay with me until the end, you'll understand how to use the law of attraction in its most advanced form, to escape the false matrix and create your most authentic life. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a loop, attracting the same toxic patterns, relationships, or financial struggles over and over again, no matter how much you try to change? That's not a coincidence. It's a sign that you're living in a programmed virtual reality, where your subconscious beliefs act like hidden code running your life. But here's the truth. You can reprogram the system. You can reclaim your power and manifest from your higher self instead of your wounds. And this video will guide you through that transformation. In the next 30 minutes, you'll learn why most people never manifest what they want, because they're trying to use the law of attraction from the wrong level of consciousness. I'll show you how to shift from victim mode to creator mode, how to access your quantum field of possibilities, and how to dissolve the inner blocks that keep you stuck. If you've been feeling disconnected, anxious, or like something is off in your life, you're not broken. You're waking up. This is your invitation to remember who you really are. Let me ask you something. Do you feel like you're not living your full potential? Do you often sabotage yourself, even when things start to go well? Do you wonder why you keep manifesting pain when all you want is peace? You're not alone, and it's not your fault. The truth is, most people are trapped in survival mode, replaying unconscious scripts. But today, you'll learn how to rewrite those scripts, starting with a shift in your energy, awareness, and intention. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with tools that are not only backed by science and spiritual wisdom, but also immediately actionable. You'll understand why your reality feels so limited, and how to access the infinite version of your life that already exists in the quantum field. If you're ready to stop forcing, start flowing, and finally align with your true destiny, stay with me. What you're about to hear might be the most important thing you've ever learned. The illusion of reality, you as the character. Most people go through life believing they are making conscious choices, when in fact they are simply reacting to invisible programs running deep within their subconscious. These programs were installed during childhood, reinforced by society, and accepted without question. What you call reality is actually a custom-made illusion, an energetic simulation based on your past experiences, traumas, and beliefs. You are not living in the present moment. You are reliving a memory loop dressed up as your current life. And the worst part? You think it's real. Imagine your life as a video game. You're the character, but you've forgotten you're also the player. You identify with the job title, the role in your family, the pain you've endured, thinking this is who you are. But who programmed the environment? Who created the obstacles, the limiting beliefs, the rules that say this is possible and this is not? These invisible codes were written for you, not by you. Until you become aware of them, you'll keep playing the same level, no matter how hard you try to win. The law of attraction isn't broken. You're just using it from within the simulation. When you try to manifest from a wounded self-image, what you attract mirrors that distortion. You can't attract abundance if you see yourself as broken. You can't manifest love if you believe you're unworthy. The universe doesn't respond to your desires. It responds to your identity, your energetic signature. And if your identity is based on a false reality, you'll keep calling in experiences that match the illusion, not your truth. This is why your life feels repetitive, why you feel stuck, even after reading all the books and watching all the videos. The illusion of reality is emotionally sticky. It convinces you that change is dangerous, unfamiliar, or impossible. But that's the trap. The trap is making you believe there is no trap. And until you wake up from it, until you become conscious of the character you're playing, you'll never access the true power of the player, your higher self. So let me ask you, are you tired of living someone else's story? Of repeating the same mistakes, attracting the same pain, feeling like you're meant for more but never quite reaching it? Good. That pain is the crack in the illusion. It's the opening that allows light to enter. In the next part of this journey, we'll reveal the hidden architecture of the subconscious mind, the coding system that shapes your entire reality, and how to hack it from the inside out. The role of the subconscious mind in the simulation. Your subconscious mind is not just a storage unit for memories and habits. It's the master architect of your reality. Science shows that up to 95% of your daily actions, thoughts, and emotional reactions come from subconscious programming, not conscious choice. That means the life you're experiencing right now was shaped not by your dreams and goals, but by deeply embedded beliefs you might not even be aware of. If you're still struggling to change your life, it's because you're trying to edit the story without changing the script. Let's make this real. Have you ever tried to manifest something with all your conscious effort? Affirmations, visualizations, vision boards, but nothing happened? That's because your subconscious beliefs were broadcasting a completely different frequency. While your conscious mind was saying, "I am abundant," your subconscious was whispering, "I don't deserve it." And the universe, like a mirror, simply reflected the dominant signal. The law of attraction doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you believe is true. Your subconscious is like the operating system of a computer. It runs automatically, behind the scenes, creating your emotions, choices, and perceptions. But unlike a computer, you didn't install the programs. They were downloaded during your most vulnerable years, from parents, school, religion, and media. These programs were created in survival, not intention. They were meant to keep you safe, not empowered. But now, they're keeping you small. Here's the truth that most manifestation teachings overlook. You cannot create a new reality from the same identity that created the old one. If your subconscious mind is filled with fear, shame, scarcity, or self-doubt, those vibrations will contaminate every manifestation attempt. You'll always self-sabotage, delay, or unconsciously reject the very things you claim to want. It's not that you're broken, it's that you're running on outdated code. And until you rewrite it, the simulation will stay the same. So how do you change it? First, by becoming aware of it. You must become the observer of your thoughts, emotions, and triggers, not the victim. This is where the real awakening begins. Because once you see the code, you can change the code. You'll no longer just react, you'll respond with awareness. And when awareness meets intention, transformation happens. In the next section, I'll show you how to step beyond the simulation by accessing the quantum field of infinite possibilities, and why that changes everything. What's most dangerous about subconscious programming is how invisible it is. You don't see it, you live it. You mistake it for your personality, your intuition, even your gut feeling. But many of these internal responses are not truth, they are trauma. That anxiety you feel before taking a risk might not be fear of failure. It could be the voice of a childhood wound warning you not to shine too brightly. That hesitation to receive love might not be caution. It could be a buried belief that you're unlovable. Until you shine light on these hidden layers, they will continue to run the show from the shadows. This is why healing your subconscious is not optional. It's essential if you want real transformation. The good news? You don't need to erase your past. You only need to stop letting it choose your future. Many people try to think positive to change their lives. But positive thinking without subconscious alignment is like planting seeds in concrete. Nothing grows. Your subconscious sets the energetic baseline for your entire vibration. If it's full of lack, guilt, fear, or resentment, those energies will override any surface-level affirmations. That's why inner work, like meditation, shadow work, breath work, and reprogramming, is so powerful. These practices allow you to bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to the subconscious. And once your subconscious starts to believe in your worth, your safety, and your power, everything changes. Your relationships shift. Your finances grow. Your health improves. Because your outer world is simply a projection of your inner world. And when the foundation changes, the illusion transforms. How to access the source code, the quantum state. There is a place beyond your thoughts, your identity, and even your memories. A field of infinite intelligence where everything you desire already exists in potential. This is the quantum field. When mystics speak of divine connection and scientists speak of unified energy, they are both referring to the same place. It is not a location, but a state of being. And when you learn to enter that state consciously, you gain access to the source code of your reality, the energetic blueprint from which all manifestations are drawn. To access the quantum state, you must go beyond the body, the mind, and time itself. This means detaching from your current identity, the roles, the stories, the emotional addictions, and entering a space of pure awareness. It is in this space that you become nobody, no thing, nowhere. And paradoxically, that's where all possibilities live. As long as you remain attached to your current self-concept, you keep attracting versions of reality that reinforce that concept. But the moment you dissolve the ego, you unlock the freedom to create from the unknown. Meditation is the gateway. When practiced correctly, it shifts your brainwaves from beta, the waking, analytical state, into alpha and theta, where the subconscious becomes suggestible and the heart and brain enter coherence. In this state, your intentions are no longer coming from desperation or effort. They are broadcast from the soul, clean and clear. The quantum field responds instantly, not to your words, but to your vibration. The more elevated your state, gratitude, joy, love, wholeness, the faster your intentions collapse into form. Here's what most people get wrong. They try to manifest while still entangled in their old emotions. They visualize their dream life while still feeling fear, resentment, or lack. But in the quantum field, you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. So if you want abundance, you must become the vibration of abundance before the money arrives. If you want love, you must feel love within yourself before the relationship manifests. This isn't just spiritual theory, it's energetic law. And once you apply it, the shift is undeniable. This is where the game changes. No longer are you trying to force reality to bend to your will. You become a magnet, a transmitter of intention calibrated to the quantum frequency of your desires. You stop begging for outcomes and start aligning with inevitability. You no longer ask, "How will it happen?" because you know it already has. From this state, synchronicities become normal, time collapses, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. In the next section, we'll uncover the silent forces that sabotage this process, and how to dismantle them with awareness and power. If you've ever felt frustrated by the slow pace of change in your life, despite all the effort, journaling, and inner work, you're not alone. Most people are trying to shift their reality using willpower and logic, tools that only operate within the simulation. But when you enter the quantum field, you step outside of cause and effect. You create from possibility, not probability. This is where real transformation happens. Not incrementally, but exponentially. One elevated emotion, one deep state of presence, can collapse years of struggle. When you learn to live from this space consistently, life begins to respond to you in ways that feel magical, but are deeply rooted in energetic precision. So here's my promise. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll guide you through a powerful quantum alignment process, a step-by-step method to access the source code and begin manifesting from the field of infinite intelligence. Not just theory, but application. Not just inspiration, but embodiment. You'll learn how to rewire your frequency, elevate your vibration, and become the version of yourself who effortlessly attracts what others chase for a lifetime. This is more than information. It's a spiritual technology. And once you experience it, you'll never go back to forcing, doubting, or surviving again. You'll remember who you really are, and reality will finally remember you too. How to reconnect with the true self, the higher self as the player. Beneath the layers of ego, conditioning, and trauma, there exists a version of you that has never been afraid, never been broken, and never forgotten the truth. This is your higher self, the eternal, infinite aspect of your consciousness that exists beyond time and space. While the personality self plays the game, the higher self designed it. And the moment you reconnect with this deeper part of you, the game begins to change. The rules no longer apply in the same way, because you remember, you're not the character, you're the creator. The higher self doesn't operate from fear, comparison, or scarcity. It sees the full timeline of your existence and guides you through intuition, synchronicity, and deep inner knowing. You've felt it before. In those moments of peace that seem to come from nowhere, in the whispers of insight just before sleep, in the gut feeling that saved you from something you couldn't explain. That's not luck. That's you, remembering you. But most people are too busy chasing external validation to hear the inner voice that's quietly calling them back home. To reconnect with your higher self, you must first create silence. The ego thrives on noise, constant thinking, distraction, stimulation. The soul speaks through stillness. That's why daily practices like meditation, breath work, nature immersion, and journaling are not just spiritual hobbies. They are reconnection tools. They quiet the noise so you can hear the guidance. And that guidance is always there, always loving, always clear. The more you listen, the more you align with the version of reality your soul has already chosen for you. When you're connected to the higher self, decisions feel effortless. You stop second-guessing, doubting, or needing approval. You move with clarity, even when the path isn't fully revealed. This is not arrogance, it's alignment. Because your higher self already knows the outcome. It's already seen the version of you that's free, fulfilled, and fully expressed. And when you act from that frequency, life begins to rise up to meet you. The universe doesn't need to be convinced, it needs to be matched. Your inner world becomes the tuning fork for everything you call in. The most powerful shift happens when you no longer seek your manifestations from a place of lack, but from a place of wholeness. You no longer need, you simply allow. And this shift alone can collapse timelines and unlock miracles. So if you're ready to stop living in reaction and start living in resonance, stay with me. Because in the next part, we'll uncover how to dissolve the invisible blocks still sabotaging your energy and how to align your frequency with your highest destiny. Think about it. How many times have you asked the universe for a sign, for a breakthrough, for clarity, only to feel like nothing happened? The truth is, your higher self did respond. But the message was buried beneath layers of doubt, overthinking, and fear-based programming. What if all the answers you've been seeking are already inside you, but you've been too distracted to receive them? In a world that's constantly screaming for your attention, stillness is rebellion. And in that rebellion, you remember your divinity. The moment you learn how to consistently reconnect with a higher self, life stops feeling like a test and starts feeling like a conversation with the universe. And here's the key. When you truly align with your higher self, you don't just manifest better. You become unshakable. No more chasing. No more desperation. No more wondering if you're enough. You begin to radiate a frequency that naturally attracts people, opportunities, and miracles into your orbit. That's the power of alignment. It turns the impossible into the inevitable. If you stay with me until the end of this video, I'll show you a simple yet powerful method to build that connection every single day. This alone could shift your entire life trajectory and reconnect you with the version of yourself you were always meant to be. How to manifest from the field, not from the wound. Here's a truth that might sting a little. Most people are not manifesting from vision, they're manifesting from trauma. They're not attracting from their soul, they're reacting from their wounds. That's why it feels like their manifestations never stick. One moment they're visualizing abundance, the next they're panicking about bills. One moment they're affirming self-love, the next they're chasing external validation. This emotional back and forth sends mixed signals to the quantum field, which only responds to coherence, not confusion. If you want to manifest lasting change, you have to align with the field, not the fear. The wound says, I need this to be okay. The field says, I already am. That shift in vibration is the difference between attracting temporary results and creating a new timeline. When you manifest from the wound, you are unconsciously reinforcing the idea that something is missing. The universe doesn't hear your words, It feels your frequency. So if your request carries the energy of lack, even if your intention is pure, the result will reflect that scarcity. True manifestation begins when you stop trying to fill a void and start expanding from wholeness. This is why inner healing isn't separate from manifestation. It's the foundation of it. You cannot hold the energy of your desires if your nervous system is still wired for survival. That's why the law of attraction isn't just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about becoming a safe space for what you're calling in. This means regulating your emotions, dissolving limiting beliefs, and releasing the identities that no longer serve your expansion. From this space, you don't have to chase what's yours. You become a magnet for it. One of the most powerful ways to shift this is to act as if your desire is already true, but not from a place of pretending. From a place of embodiment. When you wake up in the frequency of your future self, speak like them, move like them, breathe like them, you collapse the timeline between where you are and where they exist. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between reality and repetition. It simply reflects the dominant vibration. When your nervous system believes it's safe to receive, you will. So if you've ever asked yourself, why isn't it working for me? Now you know, it's not about trying harder, it's about healing deeper. The more you release the need to manifest, the faster things manifest. That's not a paradox. It's a quantum truth. And in the final part of this journey, I'll guide you through a powerful energetic practice to shift your vibration right now. Stay with me, because what comes next could rewire your destiny. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to breathe in everything we've uncovered together. You now understand that the reality you've been living is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change. You've seen how the subconscious mind creates the simulation, how the quantum field holds infinite potential, and how your higher self is patiently waiting for you to remember who you are. You've learned that manifestation isn't about control, it's about alignment. And most importantly, you now know that lasting change begins from within. So I want to ask you, what part of your reality feels most false to you right now? What are you ready to leave behind, to rewrite, to reclaim? Share your answer in the comments below, not just for yourself, but for someone else who might read it and realize they're not alone. When we speak our truth, we break the spell of the illusion. This is your space to be seen, to be heard, and to anchor your shift into the collective field. If this video resonated with you, don't let it be just another piece of content you consume. Let it be the moment everything changed. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications, because this channel is a sacred space for your awakening. Every week, we bring you content that not only inspires, but activates. And we're just getting started. The version of you that you're becoming is already watching future videos. Align with them now. And if you're ready to go even deeper, I invite you to watch the previous video titled, Inner Silence, the Gateway to Manifesting the Impossible, the Mystical Path of Not Doing. In that video, we explore how the power of stillness, not action, can become the most magnetic force in your life. It's the perfect continuation of what you've learned today, and it holds the missing piece for unlocking manifestation without force. You'll never see doing nothing the same way again. Thank you for being here, for showing up, and for remembering. You are not the character. You are the creator. And the life you've dreamed of is not far away. It's already within you. See you in the next video. Until then, stay present, stay powerful, and most of all, stay awake.